that in the machine?
Oh yeah.
There was some early specs and a lot of talk about that with all the specs that you had for this machine, it would be something that would be outrageously priced or almost impossible. Can you break down the final specs on the device?
Yeah, sure. So what we got is we got the two SD cards. Let me address the ASRX and the chromatic pad thing.
Yes.
Because I think it's important for people to understand this is more than just a drum machine and sampler. I mean, we're putting real strings in here. We're putting basses in here, acoustic basses. We're putting like, you know, it's gonna come with like 300 different instruments. So when you think of it as like a cross between an ASR, MPC, and a Roland Phantom, because it's got all the instruments in it too, which is why we laid it out with the chromatic pads, because you're trying to play a bass line on the 4x4 matrix. You don't know what note is what. You know what I mean? It's like Simon Says, whereas this is more like, gives you more of a kind of a piano or a synthesizer feel laying it out.
Right.
And you can use two hands. But as far as the final specs, we've got we upgraded since Winter NAMM. We upgraded to matter of fact, hold on, let me show you.
All right.
Yeah, we've had a lot of different instruments as producers over the years. You know what I'm saying? We've had the MPCs, we've had the ASRs, we've had the SP1200s, we've had decks, we've had keyboards, Junos, everything. So just like anybody that plays an electronic instrument, they always constantly say, "Man, I love this, but I wish it would do this." And this is the culmination of our whole life of going through that as producers. Man, I like this, but I wish it would do this, and I wish it would do this, and I wish it would do this. This is the result of all these things that we wish the stuff that we had would have done.
Right. So let me just briefly. I'm gonna touch on some of the features, man. So if you see the bigger LCD screen here, we got a full color video LCD screen. So that's one of the big upgrades that we added since Winter NAMM. It looks amazing. It's real vibrant. You can see it and it's got a real good aspect ratio, so you can see it in all different kind of angles and lights. It lights up real bright, and eventually, I mean, we'll be able to play videos on it. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff.
You can see the quality on our YouTube videos.
Right, because I wonder if you can do like the video DJing, they're doing now, the DVD mixing, if you could simulate something like that eventually with that.
Anything is possible, man. I mean, we're going to continue to evolve this.
Right, triggering clips with the drum pads or something,
I mean, we're going to continue to evolve that. Yeah. So on the back here, it's going to be hard to see, but I'll zoom in. We've got, this isn't the final back. What we've done is, initially this was going to be the volume knob, the master volume knob.
Yes.
But we've reworked the back. This is still a prototype, but I'm going to tell you what we've done. We've switched the mic input right next to this volume knob, and what we've done is now this is going to be the volume input knob. So it's going to be a hardware controlled volume input for the mic line in. Absolutely. Now this mic in is not just a microphone line. You can plug a mic into it, and it will have phantom power. So you'll be able to plug a condenser mic, a studio mic into it, or a dynamic mic into it.
Right.
But if you see the bigger hole right in the middle, this is a combo jack. So you'll be able to plug a bass or a guitar or anything like that into
DI functionality.
Right, and it's stereo. So you can run a stereo 1/4" plug in it and sample your turntables or whatever. So it's a stereo combo jack. So it allows you to plug anything. So instead of having like 4 or 5, 3 or 4 different jacks right there, you just got one that you can plug everything into. Right. It's a safe space. We've got the 2 headphone inputs. So, we plan to make this joint be able to record audio tracks too. So if you're a producer and you're trying to work with an artist and record a vocal or a guitar or bass or something, you need 2 headphones. You need one for the person who's playing and one for the person who's working the controls.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I love that.
Yeah, so we got both of that, and then we got the stereo 1/4" outs. And we got really good signal to noise ratio on all of this stuff. So the microphone input has got a input clip on it, a soft limiter, so it won't distort and everything. You can get your signals as hot as it can be without distorting. And the output has got the same way, so it's going to be a really, really hot output. We've also got a foot switch right here for controlling start and stop or pattern switching or whatever. So if you're a guitar player, bass player, a drummer, and you want to switch patterns while you're playing or trigger recording while you're playing or do whatever, it's assignable. MIDI in and out, of course, standard. And then we've got both types of USB inputs and outputs. So you can plug a hard drive into it. You can plug it into a computer and control the BEAT THANG virtual with it.
Excellent.
And also, you can plug a little flash drive into it and suck data off of a USB key too.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. I mean, the storage capability is a major selling point. I mean,
we give it
the hard drive. That's excellent.
You can link a hard drive. You can put a flash key, and of course the 2 SD card slots, 32 gigs in each slot. Right. So so that's what's good on the thing, man.
And it's portable, man. I mean, when inspiration strikes you, wherever inspiration strikes you, you can do it.
Yep. Yeah, rechargeable lithium-ion battery.
What I was going to ask you about was that rechargeable battery. Now, I saw in the earlier specs that it was a 6-hour playback time. Is that still around standard?
Yeah, that's around standard. But the thing is the batteries that they use on the inside, it's sort of like a remote control car battery.
Right.
So we're searching and scouring the globe to see if we can offer upgrades on the battery. Like, we're looking in China trying to find like the ones that are crazy, maybe give us like 24 hours battery life or something. It might be a $100 upgrade or something like that for the end user, but so we're going to ship with the standard one that probably gives you around like, 6 hours, but we're going to try to find some more batteries that are just crazy, that give you like insane amount of time. So we're looking for those, and the battery life depends on whether or not you're using the LEDs or not, because you can turn the lights on and off, because every pad illuminates, so you can see it in the dark if you're a DJ. But if you turn the lights off, you get a much longer battery time. And also, one more thing. Of course, we've got the pitch and the mile wheels on the side, man. You know what I mean? Who's doing that? Nobody's doing that. Yeah. So pitch and mile wheels on the side, and the reason for that is, like I said, because it's like a keyboard. So you need the pitch control to get really expressive when you're playing. And we've got some real cool things that we're about to show people how to do called pitch flipping.
Okay, explain that.
Well, pitch flipping, and we're gonna get into that, once we get the final joints. Right. But really, what pitch flipping is like we've got this function. So on a typical keyboard, when you use a pitch bend, it's just like 1 or 2 notes that it goes up.
Yes.
We've got ours to where it can be changed. So with the touch of a button, you can switch it between, just going from 1 note up 2 notes or down 2 notes to all the way to the end of the opposite end of the keyboard. So if you on
octaves and things like that, okay.
All the way to the to the end of the highest note on an 88 weighted keyboard, all the way down to the lowest note. So imagine